All right. Sorry we're a little late. What's going on, MJ? How you feeling, bro?
Word, bro. Lovely, lovely. All is well, my brother. How about you? Everything's good with your fam? Everything's in order?
Yeah, everything good right now, man.
Beautiful.
Everything is good. Did you catch any of the fights this week at all? Chris Colbert or Tim Tszyu? I didn't necessarily see Tim Tszyu, but I saw the playback, bro.
Yeah, I call both of them. Yeah. I call both of them, man.
We can start with Little B Hop, or who was supposed to be Little B Hop. Now, I'm not trying to be disrespectful or nothing, MJ, but like when you know what Bernard Hopkins went through and the stuff he went through in life, it's a little hard for me. And I hope Chris Colbert bounces back, but it's a little hard for me to take people serious when they call somebody Lil B Hop this early in their career. And you got to realize one thing, bro. Like B Hop went through some stuff. He had it rough and rugged. And when he got out of prison, the warden looked at him and was like, yeah, all right, I'll see you in 6 months. And B Hop was like, no, the hell you ain't either. I ain't never coming back to this motherfucker. And he never came back. And I saw the documentary on Chris Colbert in maybe like 2017, 2018. And I'm like, okay, this little dude gonna be all right. They called him Lil B Hop, Lil B Hop. Now he disappeared for a minute. I didn't see him for a while. Then I caught him on some PVC undercards. Then I saw him against El Rayo the first time, which I thought El Rayo run. Then the second time, there was another fight where it was close, but he came back to win in the long run. So I was like, okay, Lil B Hop on his way to a title. And then he just got put to sleep by El Rayo. El Rayo got his revenge. So obviously I didn't hear nothing from him after that for a while. Then it goes and it's like, oh, okay, he on Pro Box. And, you know, people joke about people being on Pro Box. So it's kind of funny when people be like, oh, yeah, you on Pro Box now. So some people joke like that's the Al Heyman punishment if they put you on Pro Box. But I'm just glad to see these fighters stay busy. And it's a lot of times I catch Pro Box and, you know, on a Wednesday night, and it's dope. I remember me and you, we caught that Pro Box on that Friday night, and that's who Lamont Roach's main promoter is. Remember, we saw that DMV card and we was impressed with it. It was a nice little card.
For sure, no question.
So to me is I don't want Little B Hop to give up, or I ain't trying to kick him while he's down, but it's like a lot of times they give these fighters these names, and it just Chris Colbert just didn't seem like he wanted to be in the ring, or like he just, I don't know. It's just B Hop is a gritty dude. He doesn't quit. So when you give somebody that name, I just feel like you got to be one of these dudes that do not quit no matter what.
Well, when I look at Colbert, man, I just look at like in the last 2 years, how many fights he's had 4 fights in the last 2 years.
Right.
Of those 4 fights, he's lost 3 of those 4 fights.
Right.
And 2 of them, he got knocked out.
Yeah, what was the other one he lost? I can't. Was it the dude that ended up fighting Tank that one time in January?
He lost that Valenzuela, that fight to Valenzuela.
He lost El Rayo, yep.
And then he lost to remember he lost to Hector Garcia back in 2022.
That's what it was. Right. And then he ended up fighting. No, Hector Garcia ended up fighting Tank, and Tank ended up stopping it.
Exactly. So, like I look at a fighter like Colbert, and then the whole incident with them basically stopping the fight, his corner stopping the fight, man. You got to look like what's going on with his team. Like, is there something going on behind the scenes that we don't know about? That, you know what I mean? They weren't seeing what they, you know, thought they should have been seeing out of him in order for him to continue. Because it wasn't, it was late in the fight. I think it was like, 9-10 when they stopped it. So
right.
I'm just curious as to, you know, what was behind that. Like, what, because it wasn't like he wasn't competing. He clearly was getting out outboxed, but it wasn't like he wasn't competing. So
Right.
I'd be real curious to know what was the motivation behind that. But yeah, he definitely is not trending in the right direction, bro. He's definitely not trending in the right direction.
Right. And Dre, what do you call it? His trainer. He used to be Edgar Berlanga's trainer at one time. And I know Edgar left him, but I mean, what's the name was just with him? What's the guy? Is it Derevchenko? It's one of the Ukrainian dudes who fought McBibble on that ESPN card. So he trains him, but for Dre to throw the towel in, it must have been like, yo, you ain't. Because even me, when it was getting later in the rounds, I was looking sometimes, MJ, I'm like, why is he still getting hit? Like, why don't you throw back? Why don't you fight back? Why don't you do something? Like, he just wouldn't throw back. He wouldn't fight back. So I was just sitting there like, okay, does Chris Colbert still got it in him? Did he quit? Like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, he definitely wasn't responding the way we typically would expect him to, to counter when it was coming at him. And then it was times in that fight that it seemed like his balance wasn't like completely on, because there was a couple of times where, he was trying to evade, and when he spun out, he completely loses balance, and he's on the canvas, his gloves up to the canvas, and I mean it was I don't know, it just seemed like there were some other issues going on besides just him getting outclassed.
Right, like he really wasn't into the fight or something. I was,
sure.
You know what I mean? Because even then, I was like, okay, at least show a little grit, show a little fight back, show a little energy, show something. But he was just kind of like, I don't know. And then when Dre told him, like, hey, man, I'm going to stop the fight, he didn't really react. He just said, whatever. He just was like, okay. He just kept going through the motions. So I don't know if he was just trying to get a check and open up that chicken joint that he used to have. But and I ain't even trying to put. I mean, because if he invests his money right, he can still make some money in his life. But I don't know where Chris Colbert goes from here. MJ, that's what makes me nervous. Is like, where does the kid go from here? Because I don't want his career to be over. Does he go down another weight class? Like, what does he do? So
yeah, it's going to be tough from this point on, man. I think he has enough credibility to get at least another shot at a mid-tier opponent to see if he's shot or not. But I don't think we've seen the last of Colbert. I think he'll give it at least another couple fights.
Yeah, he should. He definitely shouldn't quit. He should definitely get another couple fights. I don't know why he wouldn't, but it's rough out here in these boxing streets, man, especially when you're inactive. And me and you been talking about that for the longest. Is that
yeah, man.
We've been talking about that for the longest.
Yep. And these kids, you got a lot of hungry young lions coming up behind these cats that are eager. We said, that card we saw from the DMV that time, man. All those cats was young and hungry, and you could tell.
I mean, look at what happened with Lamont Roach, MJ. He's now he's gonna get a big time fight. He's gonna. I don't know what Pro Box was paying him, but I guarantee you he's gonna at least get $500,000 or close to $1 million fighting Tank.
Mm-hmm. Thanks.
So I was just and then we'll transition into our next subject. I was just shocked when I seen the fact that they weren't fighting Gary Russell Jr. And we can transition into that right now because Gary Russell Jr. has been talking cash, to Tank for the last at least 6 years. I would at least say since 2018. So when I thought there'd be a DMV fight, I thought that would be the one that, would happen. But nothing ever happened. And he ends up picking him. But to stay on subject, Gary Russell Jr. had his interview this week. And He was popping off at the muscle, and he was saying what he was saying, and it was quite hilarious. And I just want to know what you think about Gary chasing him around all these times, and he still don't get the fight. And then even after he get the fight, Gary's still talking trash.
Man, it's a lot of rivalries in the DMV, and by Tank being a B-more cat, and then even though the Russells, they're not from DC, they're really from PG County. They're from I think they down Capitol Heights area.
Yeah. They do be saying Capitol Heights, Maryland. You're right. I have heard them say Capitol Heights, Maryland. Yeah.
Right. But Capitol Heights is like the border between Southeast DC, and
so they close. They close.
Right. Yeah, so you might as well say you're from Southeast DC.
Right.
And it was a big rivalry between B-more and DC. So it doesn't surprise me that Tank has not. And then it's a risk versus reward thing, man. Like, if I'm Tank, like, who's going to give me a bigger purse? Am I going to get a bigger purse fighting Gary Russell, or am I going to get a bigger purse fighting a Rolly or Ryan, or or a Latino fight? That's what the boil down to.
Right. For real.
It's just a risk versus reward thing. So I get it. I really get it. It is sad because really, that's the fight that should have been happening years ago. We should have been saw that fight.
Right. Well, I think Lamont Roach took to the internet and had some words for Gary Russell, because Gary Russell was saying, actually, here I'll play what Lamont Roach said actually right now.
Talking about some no disrespect. Come on, bro. Like, come on, man. You's a real fake nigga, for real. Like, you's a real fake nigga. Fuck is you hating for, bro? Every time you see me, it's what up, shawty. Is this, and you know how you talk. Fuck is you talking about, man? I'm really him. I bring any type of smoke to anything in my way. Fuck is you talking about? I am him in that ring.
So that was his response to what Gary Russell said. All right. But what'd you say?
So he's taking exception to the fact that what Gary Russell is saying that he's not is not a high caliber opponent.
Right.
What's the deal with? Right.
Yeah, he was pissed. Here, I'm gonna play with a little bit what Gary said right here. This is what Gary said. This for education purposes only, so people don't hate.
No matter how upset or good or great or bad your day is going, as long as you breathe, you gotta deal with that shit anyway. So ain't no point in making excuses. Let's just get it done.
Facts, bro. Only one way to go. Keep pushing forward. 100. Gary, look, we're going to get right to it. I got a few questions for you. The first thing I want to ask you is, last time I saw you, I was in Vegas. Your brother had a fight there. He was fighting for a strap. It didn't go his way. I haven't spoke to either one of you since, so I just wanted to ask you thoughts on, how your brother's doing coming out of that fight, and any plans for him going forward.
Shit, well, I believe that iron sharpens iron. Unfortunately, we took a little minor hiccup in his particular last fight. I think it took for him to deal with something like that, for him to really get that fire lit up under him. He's ready. He understands the constructive criticism, and he's ready. He's definitely ready. That lit a fire up under his ass. He's willing to listen a little more. He's more open to constructive criticism, and he's been turning up in the gym. As far as everything moving forward with him, he's supposed to be competing, I believe in December. He's supposed to be competing on Javante card in December. Supposed to be competing on the Javante card in December. That should be a good jump for him. Just a get ready fight. He's already the mandatory challenger for.
So I'm gonna pause it real quick, MJ. That's already interesting to me that he's supposed to be fighting on Javante's card in December. So we could see some drama at the end of that fight, or sometime during that fight card. I remember when they got into it with Meek Mill, because Meek was cool with Tank at one point in time. So we could see some trash talking after that fight.
Oh, that's a given. You gonna see trash talking. That's a given. There'll be no debate.
Right.
You know that's gonna be in the mix, but I you know what I mean, I understand where Gary Russell is coming from because you know it's hard out here for legit, you know, craftsmen. This dude is a master craftsman, and
that's what people say.
He can't get the fights, man, because like I said, it's a risk versus reward thing, and people look at a dude like that and like the reward ain't worth the risk. The type of thing, man. That's how they calculate nowadays, man. Right. That dude should have been fighting all these big names.
Well, they say, and they say he only lost to Lomachenko. So him only losing in Lomachenko only makes it look good for him.
Man, please, man.
You understand me?
The boxing world knows. The boxing world knows. We already established that this thing is mostly about entertainment nowadays. It ain't really about the craft. So,
right.
A guy like Russell is going to be he's going to be a glitch in the matrix because he's going to come in and regardless of your agenda, he's going to make your fighter look bad if this motherfucker denied a box.
Right.
That's how it is. He's going to make your champion look average, and nobody can really tolerate that when they try to build these major mega purses or whatever. So
right. Let's continue real quick to see what he's saying, and then we'll move on.
Whoever wins the fight with the guy, what's the guy named that he fought?
Hoya.
He's the mandatory challenger of them two. Whoever wins the title, they have to compete against my younger brother. So we're just trying to keep him focused. And he's young. He's young. And he's still growing. He's still maturing. But he's ready though.
Yeah, look, before that fight, right, the boogeyman, right? That definitely is not DMV native, right? You got, like you just said, your brother might be on that Tank card. You got Tank fighting another DMV native in Lamont Roach. Two gentlemen I'm sure you're very familiar with. I got to get your assessment. Obviously there's a perception that Tank, didn't pick the right opponent or that Lamont's not going to present a challenge.
It ain't no perception. Y'all know what it is, man. Tank picking and choosing. I always say it ain't nothing personal, but at some point, Tank got to take it personal. If I'm saying, I think you a bitch because you fighting somebody that's really not a dog, I'm not going to, now don't get me wrong. I don't want to discredit Lamont Roach. I know Lamont Roach, he's a good guy. You know what I'm saying? I know his father, they all cool. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's levels to everything. Don't think that you're fighting someone from the area and make it seem like it's Baltimore versus that dog from the area. Because that dog from the area is right here. Everybody know that. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. He picking and choosing. At some point, when does pride, when does ego, when does integrity kicks in and say, fuck it, I really do want to see, am I as good as I really think I am? I want to challenge the best.
Yeah.
Where the fuck is that at in the sport today?
So, on that note, let me...
Now, I do agree with him right there, MJ. Where is that in the sport today? Where is that integrity? Where is that dog? Where is that effort? I'm ready to fight. You know what I mean? But do you see why Lamont would take offense to that though? Because it sounds like he's saying like, yeah, Lamont, he ain't a dog like that.
Well, look, if you a dog like that, there ain't no reason for you to respond because that don't apply to you.
Right, that too.
That don't apply to you. You just go out and you demonstrate.
Right.
Like, man, all this sensitivity and guys is, taking things personal. I mean, come on, man. Because this is boxing, man. You talk with your hands, not with your lips.
Right.
So I get with the nature of today's boxing why Roach would, have that posture. But man, come on, man. We ultimately, this is about pugilism, man. This is about, getting in that square circle and handling your business. So I don't care about the church. I don't buy into it.
Right. I hope that fight eventually happens because, like I said before, I said, okay, this is going to be at the DC Armory or at that place that his last fight was at. And I was like, okay, bet. I was like, Tank about to fight Gary Russell Jr. But then when it was Lamont Roach, I was like, huh? But at the same time, like we said, when we watched that Lamont Roach fight, he went toe to toe with that dude, and that was a fun little scrap we got. He had Marquez interviewing him. You know, it was a nice little movement for him. But we'll see. We'll move forward from that. But definitely is hot in your area in the DMV right now. It is some talk in the DMV and in the Baltimore area. That whole little beltway y'all got. What's that called? What's that highway y'all call it out there when I'm riding through there? Is it Baltimore Maryland Expressway or Parkway? Or what's that joint called?
It's like the airport, BWI, Baltimore Washington International, BWI Parkway.
That's the one. Yeah. So it's getting hot on the Parkway.
295 coming up 295, no doubt.
Yeah, it's getting hot on the Parkway right now. Now, before we get some laughs in, because Oscar went in on Devin and his dad this week. I was on the floor crying. But before we go there, Tszyu. Some people say Tszyu is who we thought he was. I remember when Tszyu was struggling against Goucher. I didn't think he was going to beat Goucher, but he came back to stop him. Goucher dropped him in the first round. And I saw last night Bud took to social media and said, yo, y'all all be running your mouth saying, who is this guy? I never heard of him. He said, that's because y'all don't understand these Eastern European fighters. They got a hell of fights. And they got resumes like I don't know what. But the most important thing to me is what these people don't understand, MJ, is this, brother. The reason why boxing is moving forward and these promotional companies are going with these guys is because what we talked about last week, Better Be Biffle and all that stuff. People are tired of the BS and the soft and the not fighting people and always having the excuse. It's obnoxious. But when Tszyu said his fight plan was to knock dude out real quick, I'm sitting there thinking like, that don't happen with none of these Russians. And they're going to fight you to the end. So he went there in that second round. He got a rude awakening. And then by the third round, he was done. It was in Orlando, Florida. It wasn't in Vegas. Wasn't no big fight. It was supposed to be set up for Tszyu to get another 154-pound title. And he got a 154-pound ass whooping instead.
Bro. I don't know whose ass whooping was worse, Spence versus Crawford or that goddamn Tszyu. Man, look, that was probably the worst performance we've seen since Earl Spence, man.
Yeah.
Like literally, this cat had whoever devised his strategy coming into that fight, fire him immediately. Whoever told him he was going to come, straight into that fight and just dominate. And I observed, like, from the first round, what tripped me out, I was tripping because these dudes came in throwing bombs from round one. Like, there wasn't no feeling out. There wasn't no, let me see what this dude power about. Let me see if I can take his punch type of thing. Like, he literally came in throwing bombs.
Right.
And with no other, like, directive other than I'm going to knock you out or whatever happens, I guess. Because
right.
Clearly his strategy did not work. Like,
at all.
Like, whatever you was thinking.
At all.
And then there was one point in the first round where they had like a little clash of heads. And I originally thought that he had gotten hit on the top of the head with a left, but really it was a clash of heads. Right. And the dude immediately, he put his glove on his head and looked at, because that last fight with Fondora, his head got split open.
Right. And that's what you saying, what you said. A lot of people think that Tszyu needs to fire his team because somebody said they felt like whoever was on his team, win or loss, they should have stopped that fight. And then they said his strategy or his game plan for this fight was trash. So everybody's looking like, what is up with his team? And then him getting set up for a fight right away instead of the rematch with Fondor. It's a lot of stuff going on. Him going in thinking he was just going to just beast mode on one of these Russians that you never heard of because, people like, oh, he never heard of. But I guarantee you, if they got a Russian in there and he got a world title, he had 1 million amateur fights. And you got to realize, I was watching that IBA fight night on Amazon the other day, and I saw Better B was getting honored there. They got all type of fights in Russia. But let me ask you this, MJ, before I let you finish elaborating. What really confused me the most, bro, was the way this was promoted. I scrolled through Amazon. I didn't see it across the top. I typed it in boxing, like one fight championships, like everything else I could fight. And then this morning when I looked for the replay on Amazon, I couldn't find it either. So to me, it's like, what is going on PBC with this damn promoting? It was hard to find. It was an ass whooping. Like when I see someone on ESPN Plus, no matter who the promoter is, whether it's the dudes over in Japan, whether they have some in Albania on some random nights, I can always go type in boxing and it'll pop up. It was hard to find. It wasn't promoted well, and then he got whooped. So I don't know what the heck's going on, man. Did you find that easy, or was that how did you go about this fight, man?
Well, I've watched the fight on, but I think I watched it on YouTube. YouTube Plus, one of the motherfuckers. But yeah, I didn't even go to Amazon because their platform is far too difficult to find boxing.
Yeah, it's not like right there, because when you want to watch football, it shows up Thursday. Like if you're looking for the Ravens Thursday, it's right there.
It's right on the splash page.
Yeah.
As soon as you pop on, there's going to be an insert with that, that promoting that live event. You don't see that with boxing. You don't see that. I don't like, even if you go into Amazon, you do the search function and you search for boxing, it's going to bring up old, stuff from the past. It's not even going to bring up the recent stuff. Like, whoever designed that page, again, that's somebody else that needs to be fired.
Well, and then somebody said they don't even know if PBC is going to renew with Amazon. Like that whole thing didn't turn out well. Now when Canelo's fighting on Amazon and they know they're going to make some money, magically you can see everything right away.
Yeah, they're probably not getting the type of push that they probably expected from Amazon, and then Amazon probably really doesn't know how to effectively promote boxing and to the right demographic, because they're a tech company, man. They just got so much money. They just they're gobbling up everything, man. It's pathetic because the public suffers when you get these one entities that own every goddamn thing and distribute everything. Yeah. You can't. You can't be everything to everyone, man. So, but yeah, man, that Tszyu fight, it was just bad. It was a bad performance all the way around. He had no defense. He had no offense. His strategy. And what was the cat name that he fought?
Bakram or the one before?
No, I'm talking about the cat he fought yesterday. The Russian.
His name was Bakram something.
Yeah. That cat came in well prepared, man.
He wasn't playing, and he from one of them parts of Russia where Khabib and Beterbiev was from. Because as soon as he knocked him out, he's like, Allahu Akbar. I said, man, you better stop playing with them dudes that grew up in them villages and ain't got nothing else.
Like I said, from round one, that cat came in when Tszyu came in trying to knock this cat out. This cat was just on his square, man. Triple jab, double jab, pivot to the left, wide counter left hooks that was coming from left field.
Right.
Like Tszyu, I don't know what. Like, did he not scout this cat? Did you not know that this dude had that looping left hook in his arsenal? Like, and he repeatedly landed that punch, man. Not once. He repeatedly landed that looping left hook. And Tszyu never adjusted. He never instead of holding his gloves in front of his face, he never put his gloves up to the side of his face to kind of counter some of those looping punches.
Right.
He no head movement at all. He was just right there in front of this cat, like he said. I guess he thought he was going to just stand in front of this dude and knock him out.
Right.
And this dude was just, his game plan was flawless. He just came in and executed with just such precision that Tszyu was literally after the post-fight. Did you see the post-fight interview with Tszyu?
Yeah, he looked confused. But what I wanted to say too is that ref was merciful, man. Because that ref, I mean, he got knocked down a total of 5 times, 4 times.
Yeah, 5 times.
Yeah, I'd have called after 2 knockdowns.
And then the last time he was like, "I'm gonna give you one more."
that ref did say that. He was like, "This is your last one," and then he cleaned his clock.
Yeah, man, the ref was merciless, man. But like, dude, man, hey, and this is another point I wanted to make, man. Can you name a top fighter whose son has followed in his footsteps and has turned out, you know what I mean, on the same level, if not better?
The only one, Floyd. Floyd turned out better than his dad because his dad did lose to Sugar Ray back in the day, and then he turned out better than his uncles. But the only ones I can think of is Floyd. Chavez didn't do too well. Junior didn't do well.
Yeah,
trying to think of another one.
Yeah. Floyd is the exception because I was really thinking about, former champions, like, the big time champions. Because, obviously Costa Tszyu was
he was tough. He was a tough cookie, man.
Right, yeah, exactly. He was former champ. So, like, really, all those stories don't really end that well for the sons of these former champs. Like, it really doesn't.
Right, Eubank did all right, but he never really won a title. I mean, he seems to be doing better now. But I mean, I think 10 years ago was when I think Chris Eubank Jr. should have been. Conor Benn is to be determined, depending on if he's a drug cheat or not. So,
yeah, man, I just remember, the Marvelous Fraziers. And you know what I mean, like how they threw him in there. You know what I mean, and
Aaron Pryor Jr. didn't do too well. Yeah,
you feel me? So nah, man, I think Tszyu, after this performance, I think he should seriously reevaluate like what it is that he want to do with his life, man. Like, really?
Yeah, and you need to get a new team or something, because even against Fundora, the way your game plan was, it wasn't the greatest, because you shouldn't have been able to get cut that easy. Mother effer Brian Mendoza put Fundora on his ass. Brian Mendoza, just hard-nosed, tough. I believe in myself. Brian Mendoza put him down. So if Brian Mendoza could do that, then and then you beat Mendoza when you made him come all the way over to Australia to get the money, so.
Right.
We'll see. I was definitely not impressed, but I just kind of like when they said he got knocked out as quick as he did, I just like rolled my head and laughed like, okay, well, here we go with this. We was talking about Bud this and Bud that, and you gonna do this and you gonna do that, and
terrible performance, terrible interview after the fight. He couldn't remember nothing.
So you feel like he couldn't remember nothing either, huh?
Yeah, he asked him about what order there. I can't recall.
Wow.
Well, was it something that he did, or I can't recall? But damn, what do you remember? I went in the ring, I got knocked the fuck out, and I'm here.
Yeah, if that's what he said, then he needs to. He definitely needs to. Reevaluate, because that's not good, man.
That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, bro.
All right, so let's move on to funnier things this week, because Oscar had me on the floor crying. And me and you already talked about this shit, man. Like, these little young dudes, they're too arrogant. They didn't come in with Pretty Boy Floyd. They came in with Money Mayweather. They think that's how you're supposed to fight. The only way you're supposed to fight. No. Floyd earned his stripes. He had to switch it up because he was breaking his hand, breaking bones, and going through things in life. as he got older in his 30s. Y'all trying to fight like this at 21, 22, 23, and not giving nobody no entertainment value, not doing nothing, and think you're supposed to get $1 million after winning one fight, whereas Floyd had to win like 20 to get where he was at. But let's listen to this. Oscar had me crying.
Right. We took a week off since news was slow, but this week is a whole different story.
Hey man, yo, you hear that noise in the background, man? Oscar's something else, bro. I'm laughing just off the clapping in the background.
This is not overdue, but I had to get the legal facts in order before clapping back. A few weeks ago, the Haleys filed a lawsuit in the state of New York against my fighter, Ryan Garcia, for battery, fraud, and breach of contract. The Haleys also named my company Golden Boy Promotions in the lawsuit because they want a full accounting of Devin's fight against Ryan. In other words, they want to see my books. They don't believe the fact that Garcia Haney only did a little over 300,000 homes, and they've been paid what they are owed. They want more money that doesn't exist. Number one, Bill, we live in the same fancy neighborhood in Henderson. You could have knocked on my door and simply asked to see my books. We have told you over and over that this fight just didn't sell. Those are the facts. Number two, you guys are suing Ryan Garcia for battery? You do know your son Devin is a professional fighter, right? His livelihood is based on battering other opponents. This has to be the lamest claim I've ever seen in the 4 decades I've been involved in this sport. And now, Bill, you're going to say that Ryan was doped up for the fight. The traces of Austrian was so minute that professionals have said it didn't even matter or make a difference. The truth is simple, that your son couldn't block the left hook. He couldn't stay on his feet with those nasty hoods he was wearing. And he couldn't handle Ryan Garcia. Point blank. I know you're going to respond by trying to clown me with Oscar de la Ho and Oscar de la Fishnets and blah, blah, blah. But we are all still waiting to hear the facts from you, Bill, because we all watched that fight, and we can't unsee it. No. And just when we thought things couldn't get any worse for my buddy Eddie Hearn, they did. Dimitri Bill suffered his first loss last weekend, further proving that the Matchroom curse is a real thing. But before we get into the enormous L, let's check out what Eddie Hearn had to say about Clapback Thursdays.
I liked his one last night. I mean, probably that video took the entire day, and the editing was really good. I mean, it did make me quite horny.
You're horny? Losing makes you horny?
Disgusting.
14 main event fighters of yours lost this year. That has to be some kind of record. No.
Hey, Oscar trolling, bro.
Despite the horrible things people say about you, I don't dislike you. I'm just pointing out the facts that you're unable to do your job. I don't care if people say you're a giant douche and silver spoon-fed trust fund loser. I just think you're a horrible promoter. And you've proven me to be correct. Gotcha, bitch. I don't know how much longer your funding will last considering you've built absolutely nothing. But it's not my problem. There are 2 months left to redeem yourself in 2024, Eddie. I believe in you. Well, actually, I don't. Oh, and Canelo. Fuck you. Remember, guys, you're never a hater if you only speak.
Hey, man, Oscar a damn fool, man.
I mean, who would have thought, man? Who would have thought Oscar would be the king of the clapback?
Oh, hey, because Oscar was during his career, Oscar was always the one that just was quiet, took the respectful approach. Even when he beat dude who was smoking a cigarette on the way to the ring. Was that Mayorga?
Yeah, Mayorga.
Mayorga was so disrespectful, and Oscar was so calm. But boy, when Oscar got in there, he beat the brakes off of Mayorga.
Yeah, man. Like that Clapback Thursday thing Oscar got going on is hilarious, man. I'm like, Oscar is like the 50 Cent of the boxing world. You know what I mean?
The promoters for sure.
Yeah, he's definitely the troll master, but you got to give it to him. He made some pretty good points.
Hey, the part that he had me lying, crying was when he said, "Makes you horny." And he showed that picture of P. Diddy with the oil. I fell out. I fell out my chair. I said, Oscar Wilder, man.
Yeah,
Oscar Wilder.
His team wild, man.
But to me and your point with Devin and his dad, I don't know what the hell they expect. I don't know why they moving this way. I don't know what they think is going on. You know, and then everybody knew it didn't do that well. Everybody knew it probably only did, 500,000 max. It may have did 500,000 max worldwide. But everybody can confirm, all the networks, all the places that put them on, that it only did 300,000. So when you sign them contracts and it says you're getting this much on the back end, that's what you're getting on the back end. But if it only did 300,000, homie, it only did 300,000. But I don't understand what Devin Haney and his dad are complaining about, because I want to say Regis' program only did somewhere between 50 and 100, and then Lomachenko only did 100,000. You can't think about that. You know what Tank versus Lomachenko would do. Him versus Lomachenko only did 100,000 on pay-per-view.
That speaks for itself.
So I don't understand what he thought. Now Tank versus Ryan did over 1 million. Him and Tank. So it shows that Devin Haney is not this draw. He's not the future. And I'm not saying he can't be the future of boxing. He's not this big old whoop-de-doo that he thinks he is. Like when he turned down that money to fight, when Bob Arum won that purse bid, I'm just sitting there thinking, like, you degraded. So because now Richardson Hitchens is going to fight Liam Pearl, because he was going to fight Liam Pearl and they didn't in Australia. Now Liam Pearl is going to fight Richardson Hitchens in Puerto Rico. So my thing is now they did say that he was trying to get something going with Turk Al-Sheikh, and it was supposed to fight Teo next, and then Teo turned it down. And then we saw, but last week with Teo trying to leave Top Rank, we personally, we don't know, because all these fighters will lie to us just to get somebody on their side. We don't know what the truth is. But honestly, MJ, brother, this is just flat out just pompous ass moves by these dudes, man. And I think Bill Haney is moving Devin totally wrong. And I mean, you stay out much longer. Who are you gonna fight? And you damn sure ain't gonna get 1.5 million to fight him, because you can't even do, 500,000 pay-per-views with Ryan Garcia.
No, man, this is a classic case of myopia, man. This is short-sightedness at its finest. Like they really don't understand what they're doing to this young fella's career, man. They are stunting. Like they're literally sacrificing what potentially are the most productive years of his careers with this nonsense, man. This kid should be in the ring. He should be gaining experience and winning over the boxing public in the ring.
Right.
This circus, you know what I mean? I really don't know what the intent is, other than a potential money grab. But he's got to understand that he's not going to win in the court of public opinion.
And you just wasted all that. But the thing is, if it don't go through, you just wasted all that money on lawyers and stuff. And even if you would have lost to Sandor Martin, you'd have made more money getting the 1.5. And if you actually won, they were saying that he could get 1.6, because the winner was entitled 1.6 because they were the champion. And you vacate the title, and then you try and chase it. I don't understand what you're doing, because right now you're wasting time and you're wasting money. You do know lawyers cost money, and you're wasting time. And Ryan Garcia ain't got but so much money, and Ryan Garcia got most of his money from the Tank fight. He ain't get that much money from fighting you. So how much more can you sue Ryan and Tank? Like you said, you sound like one of these chicks that we see in the Diddy lawsuit. It's a money grab.
And then I can't reiterate this enough, man. It's a compounding effect. When you lose productive years of your careers through inactivity, and you're not gathering data and continuing to build up your repertoire and your resume, it's a compounding effect, man. It's not just a loss of 1 or 2 fights. It's the loss of experience, man, and you can't regain time. Time is something that once it's gone, it's gone. You can't get it back. So I don't like. I really don't understand why they would embark upon this strategy. Like, if you're going to do something like this, do it behind the scenes. Remain active, continuing to build your resume and your brand. But all this public posturing and you still not fighting, so it just looks like you just want to fight in court now, and you don't want to fight in the ring no more because
right.
like you will get a payday every time. I don't know,
because that's what it sounds like, honestly, right? It sounds like, okay, I'd rather fight in court than in the ring. Because you're telling us one thing, but then every time we turn around, you're putting like me and you said, these current fighters do more fighting on Twitter, on social media, in court than they actually do in the ring. Miguel Cotto got in the ring to get his L back. This guy got in the ring to get his L back. This dude is literally just waiting. Then they're complaining about Eddie Hearn not giving you tickets. You your own promotional company. You ain't signed to Eddie Hearn like that. You got to go through the Turk to get the big fight. And I'll tell you one thing, Eddie definitely ain't giving you $1 million for the next fight. He even said, like, if you wanted that fight, you can fight Liam Paro, but I'm not giving you that damn money to fight nobody. But, then you turn down 1.5 to fight Sandor Martin.
No,
you vacate the title. It's I don't understand where Devin and Bill think they're going to go with this. And right now you're wasting time and you're wasting money.
No, the thing is, you're seeing the fact that a lot of these kids, they're damaged not only physically, they're damaged mentally, right? Their mentals are just shot, man. These kids are incapable of really making coherent decisions because a lot of this shit makes no sense. Like, if I'm a fighter and I get paid to fight,
right?
How much sense does it make for me not to fight?
Right. And it's like we made the analogy before. It's like being a football player and being like, yep, I'm going to sue this team for having steroids rather than taking the title. Okay, they gave you a title back. What's the next step? And then
it's crazy.
Yeah, like you got a promotional company. Why you ain't win the purse bid? Is that why you suing? Because y'all really broken and y'all live in this nice community in Henderson. Y'all like to me, like you said, like y'all sound like y'all funds ain't what it is supposed to be.
But they living there for now.
That's what I'm saying. Because Oscar gonna be there in 5 years. I don't know if they're gonna be there. The way they moving right now, they will not be in that same community in Henderson, like Oscar, unless they bought it straight up cash.
Bruh, look, even if you did buy straight up cash, you better have that tax money.
Yeah,
you better have that tax money. You better be able to pay the property taxes. So
yeah,
look, like. Hey man, I ain't pocket watching. I ain't getting into other people's financial affairs.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It just doesn't make sense to see somebody suing and going overboard, and it's just like whatever you got is what you're gonna get. And on top of that, you took the extra money from Ryan Garcia's purse for him not making weight. So it's a lot of foolishness going on with the Haney camp right now. And like you said, I learned this young, especially when I was around 23, 24, I said, yo, it's a certain group of people, I ain't wasting my time with them no more. Because like you say, all you have on this earth is time. That's real. Most in time like he got now, when he can do something amazing with his life, you ain't going to get that back. A dude that was a great football player, when he 40, he like, damn, I wish I was 25. I wasn't so stubborn. I would have went and tried out for this team and did that. Like you're like, my grandparents lived forever. Like they lived a long time, and they tell you your time. That's one thing I learned, your time. So when people don't do foolishness with me, I don't waste my time on them because your time is valuable, and you know that better than anybody from the stuff we talk about outside of boxing. So you have this time. It's shit. MJ, look at Adrian Broner. We was just looking at him a couple years. Look at Adrian Broner in 2018, and then look at him now.
Mm-hmm. You see the toll the time takes on some folks, man, when they squander it, when they don't value it.
Yeah. AB just literally thought he was going to wake up and be like, yeah, because he was looking up, I'm only 28. I'm only 30. Now he's going to look up and, he's going to be pushing mid-30s here soon.
Man, it's that could. I hope it turns into a positive story because that has the potential.
No, AB's got other talents. AB's got other talents. He can do some stuff with his life. That's not a problem. But the thing about all the times that he was in the ring, he didn't let his hands go. A lot of the goofy stuff he did outside the ring. And me, you, everybody would be like, man, you are wasting so much time. You're going to wake up and be 40 and be like, damn, if I can only go back to 25. And it's going to be too daggone late.
What if, right? But what if?
Right.
It's part of that what if crew, man. What if, man? We got
Yeah.
we need.
Don't be what if. So I don't know. I made a video a while ago, MJ. I said Dev and T.O. both need each other. I said that for a while. So the way T.O.'s complaining about Top Rank, the way Dev is complaining about this lawsuit, he says he sent the offer to T.O. I think if the way those two bitch, moan, complain, say this ain't right, I ain't getting money, I think those two need each other. That is going to be their biggest payday. And I just confirmed, I looked at my thing and said Devin and Regis program only did 60,000 pay-per-view buys. So you only did 100,000 with Lomachenko, 60,000 with Regis, and then you did 300,000 with Ryan. Tank going to do 500,000 pay-per-view buys with a nobody.
But you moving like you doing Tank numbers.
He moving like he was doing Tank and Canelo numbers. And it's just like, dog, like you don't, and you ain't getting paid like the UK for, man, there's some UK fighters that some people ain't even heard of over here that get paid more money and do better than Devin selling. Just fighting in the UK. And it's not a diss. I was a fan of Devin. You can witness, it was times I said I think Devin could beat Tank. I thought Devin could beat Ryan. I thought Devin was going to be the next best thing because I thought he had the better skills. And his actions and the shit he's doing now, excuse my language, it's just a turnoff, man. It's a turnoff, and it's just like, I don't know. I'm really scared, MJ. I'm really scared we're going to wake up, and it's going to be 4 or 5 years later, and Devin going to be like, damn, what did I do? But it ain't too late. It ain't too late. He needs to get his ass back in the ring. He already vacated the title, so he got to start from scratch. So he's got to come up with a plan with somebody to fight. Maybe Richardson Hitchens after Liam Pearl, if Hitchens can pull it off, but I don't see Richardson Hitchens beating Liam Pearl the way he put hands and feet on Matisse. You know, he beat the brakes off Matisse pretty good solid in his hometown. And, you know, we joked about that because Matisse was dancing and performing the whole concert to the ring. I said, damn, that's where all his energy went, doing all the damn performing on the way to the ring. He danced, he doing a concert, he got this celebrity, that celebrity. I'm like, damn, Boogeyman, some real Matias is like, by the time you got to the damn ring, you was assed out, and Liam Pearl was just standing there saving energy while he was performing on the way to the ring. So it's crazy, man. But that's boxing right now, man. You know, a bunch of back and forth, a bunch of complaining. I do like how we are seeing knockouts. Haney got dropped this year. Fury got beat this year. We see what just happened with Tim Tszyu, you know, hold your head up, get back in there, come with a different strategy. Devin Haney, please stop wasting your time. Get in the ring because you're going to wake up and your time is going to be over. Chris Colbert, as we talked earlier, who had the nickname Lil B-Hop. Hey, B-Hop fought till his mid-40s, but you got to have that dog in you, like B-Hop. So anything you want to add to this, as we call it, like, remember that show on Showtime called The Circus when they would talk about politics? You ever seen that?
Oh, on Showtime?
Yeah, it was called The Circus.
I don't think I peeped that one.
Yeah, it was about politics, and they would follow it. But that's what boxing is right now. It's the damn circus, man.
That's a fact, man. That name is appropriate, man. Boxing is one, you know, it's one big circus, and I think it can go one or two ways, man. Either, you know what I mean, it can shake itself out, and we can get some really good fights, or this circus thing can start to expand, and we can, you know, really start seeing just duds, a whole bunch of duds, and just being bombarded with a bunch of subpar product. But we'll see.
And that's why last night was the most hilarious thing, because it was a cherry pick that went wrong.
Mm-hmm. How about that?
Same thing with Devin and Ryan. Devin thought Ryan was going to be easy money. It was a cherry pick that went wrong. It's a lot of that going on, and it's just like, this is why y'all need to stay active. This is why y'all need to test yourself, because a lot of people think that's what happened with Wilder and Fury. They thought Wilder was like, oh, let me get this big name dude. He just got off drugs, and they thought it was going to be a cherry pick to go wrong. And honestly, Wilder could have put it to bed the first time he fought him, but Wilder was too busy dancing in the ring.
Yeah.
Instead of being like, I need to put the gas on this joint. So that's boxing for you right now, man. And you got anything to add to that, Devin? You gotta get back in the ring. Tim Tszyu, you got to change your strategy.
I think we surveyed the landscape pretty well, man.
I beat that boy, or what you want to do?
Hey, let's keep it consistent. Let's go out with AB.
He beat.
I beat him. Everybody out there know I beat him. Everybody out there know I beat him. But let me call something. Let me let y'all know. Y'all know I beat that boy. Y'all know I beat that boy. Y'all know I beat that boy. I beat him. Y'all know I beat that boy. Y'all know I beat that boy. Y'all know I beat that boy. Everybody out there know I beat him. 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 I want to thank the whole hood who came out here. Y'all know I beat that boy. Y'all know I beat that boy. Y'all know I beat that boy. I beat him. Y'all know I beat that boy. Y'all know I beat that boy. Y'all know I beat that boy. Everybody out there know I beat him. He was missing. 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 I controlled the fight.